There are multiple reports and rumors that Warhorse Studios' upcoming game, Kingdom Come Deliverance II, is going to be banned in Saudi Arabia for, quote, unskippable gay scenes. Wrote this up over at phantompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. I encourage you to head on over, become a paid subscriber. We bring you articles like this every single day, and we cover more than just video games. We cover comics, movies, television, celebrities, books, tabletop gaming. We have it all over at Phantom Pulse. And again, it costs just $5 a month, and we are fully reader supported. So I encourage you to head on over there and become a supporter and help us in our journalistic endeavor so we can bring you articles like this. So let's get into this right here. Saudi Arabian news outlet VGA4A reported on X, urgent and official, Kingdom Come Deliverance II banned in Saudi Arabia due to unskippable gay scenes in story mode. In an article on the outlet's website, it also said this: it seems that the picture has become clear now, as the fate of the game will be to be banned from publication in the region. The game has been banned in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia because it contains an immoral scene that promotes hidden agendas in video games. The source also indicated that the game developer refused to release a revised version specific to the region, which led to the ban decision. Another Saudi outlet, SaudiGamer.com, reported this as well. Kingdom Come Deliverance II has been officially banned in Saudi Arabia, and the reason seems to be a sex scene between two people with no ability to cancel or override the scene. And as we've learned, it's more than a minute long. The developer does not appear to be working on a Middle Eastern version at this time. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has not officially made any announcement regarding whether or not the game will be banned, but these two outlets are seemingly reporting on inside sources from within the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the department that deals with media censorship, right? So that is deeply concerning. It is extraordinarily deeply concerning, especially because Daniel Vavra, who is the creative director over at Warhorse Games and has been basically the face of this game and of the franchise since the first game, which came out back in 2018, has been catering to gamers, us, who are opposed to wokeness, including homosexual acts, feminism, and transgenderism, among others. Back in December, he humiliated BioWare by comparing the first Kingdom Come Deliverance game to Dragon Age The Veilguard. He wrote on X, wow, 7-year-old game versus recent release. Obviously, Dragon Age The Veilguard was being lampooned at the time for its poor player concurrent counts because of its pushing of the woke ideology, mainly its transgenderism, but obviously it had homosexuality and feminism all in it as well, and was being rightfully criticized for that. So Vavra was clearly making a distinction between his game, which didn't have any of that, and Dragon Age The Veilguard, which has all of that stuff in it. A month later, he made an appearance on Vox News YouTube channel where he claimed that developers are afraid of being criticized by Asmongold and Critical Drinker, among other YouTubers. A translation done by Reddit user Perzak tells us that Vavra said this: listen, I've even heard that there are big developers, companies really scared of hate tubers, let's say. The kind of guys who started criticizing Critical Drinker, Asmongold, and others who started criticizing big companies. And I thought it was so niche. Okay, he's Asmon, got like a few million followers. His videos have some impact, but it's definitely not what everybody is watching. However, he then noted this: and now I found out from some people that companies are really terrified of them, and it's really having an impact. That when somebody starts to critique the game in the corporate world, that it does have an impact. He then shared his own criticisms of AAA studios and how they react to the criticisms by Asmongold, Critical Drinker, and others. And he said, and it's unsustainable how these corporations do it, considering that they've now made games that nobody wanted, and they even said it when those gamers started complaining that they didn't like it and they didn't want that kind of game. And the developer started telling them that they were stupid and that it wasn't a game for them, which is completely bizarre that you're insulting your own customers. So he's clearly talking about all of these games that have this woke agenda, that they were trying to push this on, and then you have all these employees, community managers, developers, etc., kind of deriding the gamers who are us, who are pointing all this stuff out, that this stuff is not what we want, we don't like this stuff, it's wrong, and we shouldn't have it in our video games. We don't want it being exposed to it. We don't want other people being exposed to it because it's absolutely degenerate and disgusting, and it's evil. And so he's talking about this, right? Like, this is what he's been doing over the past, 2 months, promoting his game. I mean, we've also got this here, too. He says that the upcoming game, the second one, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the longest script for the game ever, including Baldur's Gate 3, saying that he thinks it's the longest script for a video game ever. He says that the game is around 100 hours long and features 6 hours of cutscenes alone. So talking about the length of the game, and then they printed out, I guess, the script, and it's double-sided, and you can see how many pages that it is right there. So it's quite a bit. But so he's been signaling against all of this stuff. But now we're getting reports now from 2 Saudi outlets claiming that the game is going to get banned because of a scene that you cannot skip, or scenes that you cannot skip that feature homosexual acts taking place. Furthermore, Vavra and Warhorse were also attacked by a number of game journalists back in 2018 after he did an interview with German website GameStar where he defended the historical accuracy of the first game. He said this: probably the most serious accusation in the current debate revolves around the accusation that we are actively denying the presence of people of different skin colors or ethnicities in our game and are thereby promoting a racist worldview. That is wrong. I personally do not deny this fact, nor does Kingdom Come Deliverance limit itself to any ethnic group. Over the course of the story of the game, based on our knowledge of the historical events, there are Czechs, Germans, and Jewish residents, as well as the largest group in the game, Cumans, in German also Kipchak, a Turkic-speaking tribe from the Eurasian steppe, who found their way to Bohemia at this time as a result of the migration and the displacement by the settlement of the Hungarians. The nationality of other characters reflects what we know about Bohemia around 1403. Thanks to intensive research, this knowledge includes entire family trees and property rights. As already mentioned, the plot of Kingdom Come Deliverance is limited to a limited area of today's Czech Republic, an area that lies far inland from the European continent. Based on our sources, the region was mainly populated by people whose regional origin is in present-day Czech Republic, Germany, Poland, Belgium, Walloon. In addition, the sources speak of a few people of Italian origin who worked mainly as stonemasons and architects in the big cities, and a Jewish community. Of course, the situation at the time looked more heterogeneous in some other countries whose coasts have been heavily traveled, for example, through maritime trade. The people of Bohemia were certainly also aware that there are people of other skin color or descent, not least thanks to the representation of biblical persons or other works of art. However, it is more than doubtful that under their normal living conditions in rural areas in the Kingdom Come Deliverance is authoritative, ever had direct contact. We have already dealt extensively with historians and historical sources while preparing for the work on the game. When the first allegations were made, I reiterated and intensified this discourse to make sure that we do not portray history in any altered form. So he's been opposing a lot of this woke ideology, the DEI stuff, for a long time, since 2018. And for all of a sudden to kind of turn the course here and include this, it is concerning. It is concerning. And I think it would be a massive, massive betrayal to his own gamers if that is the case. I did ask him whether or not these rumors and reports are true. He has not responded. You can see here I asked this over on X. There are reports that the game features an unskippable gay scene, and because of this, it will be banned in Saudi Arabia. Are there unskippable gay scenes in the game? And he has not responded to that whatsoever yet. I'm not sure if he will respond. We shall see. Now, even if this is in the game, there is a possibility that it could actually be fine. Right now, you might be thinking, what are you even talking about? Like, how could that ever be fine? Well, Pope Paul VI in Inter Mirifica, a document that was published back in the 1960s, explained it like this way: that the narration, description, or portrayal of moral evil, which homosexual acts are, even through the media of social communication, can indeed serve to bring about a deeper knowledge and study of humanity, and with the aid of appropriately heightened dramatic effects, can reveal and glorify the grand dimensions of truth and goodness. So it's possible this scene, if it exists, could be, or these scenes, if they exist, could be depicting homosexuality in a negative manner. I could see something like where maybe Henry, the main character of the game, maybe stumbles upon something like this happening, sees it, is absolutely disgusted by it, and decides to act upon it, maybe executing the people engaging in it, and maybe commenting about how it's absolutely disgusting and wrong and should not be tolerated. That could be the case. There also could be something where, I have no idea, there could be another instance where maybe someone is having these issues and is like, yo, I'm having these issues, and Henry or some other character decides yo, you need to stop that stuff. You need to go to your priest, get advice from your priest, practice chastity, etc. Like you could have something like that as well. Now, given the fact that we've got these reports saying that they are unskippable, they're over a minute long, they're saying that it's promoting hidden agendas, they're saying that it's immoral, etc. Now, obviously, this is coming from Saudi Arabia. They have a little bit of a different moral stance than what I do and what Christians do. So it's hard to imagine that they're actually depicting this stuff in the way that I'm describing that would actually glorify the grand dimensions of truth and goodness. Based on what we're seeing now, it does look like it is probably trying to actually glorify the sin of homosexuality, which again should not be tolerated under any circumstances whatsoever. It is evil and wrong. So if that's the case, and that's what it looks like based on what we're seeing, it does not look like it is actually showing this stuff as evil as it should be, and like making it clear that this is evil and you shouldn't actually engage in things like that. It leads to ruin, etc. Then, as I said earlier, it would be a massive betrayal by Vavra and Warhorse Studios. And if I'm being honest, it might end up ruining the company moving forward. Now, sure, obviously you can say it's had all these good pre-sales already, etc. And it might do well for this game because people might not be aware of it given the fact that it comes out here in less than a month, beginning of February. And so it might get those early sales and people will play it before they get to that scene. But at the end of the day, they'll get to that scene and people will see that and be like, wow, what in the world were these people thinking? Why did they include this? This is not what I bought this for. And they'll remember. They'll remember the developers who made it. They'll remember that they were gaslit. They will remember that they will be betrayed. And that will be the beginning of the end. And we've seen this time and time again over the last couple of years. What happens when you continue to embrace this stuff, you end up shutting down. So if this scene is actually in it, if these rumors, if these reports are true, Warhorse Studios is likely on its last life, and will face the wrath of gamers shutting their wallets to them. So we'll see what happens, though. Again, like this guy's been speaking out against this woke ideology stuff since at least 2018 and before. So we'll see if there is any truth to this, but this is definitely something to follow, to watch very, very closely if these scenes are actually in this game, if this stuff is true, and how it is depicted. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always speak the truth.